Hello world, Shelly here, and it is favorites time! I did not do a June favorites video because I was traveling, and this will then be my June and July favorites. I'm not going to have any fails in this video because I had so many fails in the past 2 months that I think I'm going to do a roundup of like disappointing products, that kind of thing, because there's enough for a whole video, and this would be an hour long if I tried to do both in this video. So we're just gonna keep it happy and we're gonna go favorites this time. So jump right into it. The first favorite for June and July, it's just stick foundations. I brought 2 stick foundations with me to Ireland. I was gone for 7 weeks. I brought the Revolution Fast Base stick and I brought my Hourglass Vanish stick. This reviewed very, very, very highly for me last year when I reviewed it. This reviewed very, very, very highly for me a few months ago when I reviewed it. These were perfect. I could wear either one of them, and really I just chose based on the shade because this one was lighter and then I got some sun and this one was kind of my summer shade. I could wear them lightly. I could almost use them as spot concealing if I was just going to wear powder that day. I could go all the way up to medium to full coverage. They were super handy. There's no mess with them. You could just blend them out with a brush. I didn't even have to go wet a sponge. There's no pumping. There's no wiping off the palette. There's no getting it all over your hands. You don't need Kleenex. It was just super convenient to use these while I was traveling. So thumbs up on stick foundations, these 2 in particular. The next thing, I've talked about this on my channel before. It has actually been in my favorites. I think it was last February in my favorites. It has now reached cannot live without it status. That would be the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I've got this in shade Fair and in shade Light. Ooh, I guessed right. Fair, Light. And I brought these with to Ireland. These, they're so hard to describe. It's not a primer, but it can be used as a primer. It's not a highlighter, but it can be used as a highlighter. It's not foundation, but you can use this as your base. It's just, it's a luminous, I wish I had words because this stuff is so nice. So, you know, you get a little bit of coverage here. Of course, this, I should have done the other shade, but this is Fair. And you shear it out, you blend it in, and what you get is just a little bit of like perfecting coverage. It's not a ton of coverage. And you see how it's not a sheen. That's not the right word either. It's a luminosity, like compared to this hand, which has nothing. So you get this sort of luminosity, but you also get a very beautiful blurring of texture and blurring of pores. It really just makes your face look like an Instagram filter or a Snapchat filter without having to do any photoshopping of your face. It's so, so pretty. I have used it all over as my base on days when I'm not going to wear foundation. I've used it as a sort of cheek and high point enhancing glow on top of my foundation. You can use it so many ways, and it is so pretty, and I pretty much wear it every single day. And these are still the first 2 bottles I ever bought. I had originally bought Fair, and as summer came along, I bought the light shade. I think there's a hair in my mouth. Here are the 2 next to each other. Here's Fair, and here's Light. Light is just a little bit darker. They have really similar undertones to them. Fair is just a little bit lighter, a little more pale. Light is just a little deeper. They're gorgeous. I use them every day. I'm gonna put them on my other hand now because I want my other hand to be pretty too. I love these things. This stuff, and these are my first bottles. This is for using it as much as I have not cashed out either one of these bottles yet. There's still product in here. So yes, I know Charlotte Tilbury is expensive, but this stuff is like gold to me. Another makeup favorite, Urban Decay Hi-Fi Gloss. I'm wearing the one in Back Talk today. I wore this other one in Candy Flip the other day. In a recent video last week, I think I said I was looking like an alien, a holographic alien that day. You guys know I do not throw the word obsessed around. I can't stop using these things. You know how I was super obsessed with those Milani Shine Lips? Okay, I'm just as obsessed with these now. Sadly, they're more expensive than the Milani, but they're so pretty. And here's the thing. So first off, they have a nice sort of not that I eat them, but they have that taste sort of like Thin Mints, like the Girl Scout cookies, like that chocolate mint kind of flavor. But it's very subtle and you don't really have to deal with it for long if you don't like a flavor. It's got just a teeny bit, they're not supposed to be plumping, but you get just a teeny bit of tingle from it. So it's like kind of wakes up your lips just a bit. They look beautiful on their own. They are plenty pigmented. You can use them as toppers as well, but I love there's like a cushion. They're not sticky. They're not creamy. They are just the right moisture to stay put. They don't transfer to your teeth. They're not super liquidy. They're just a wonderful texture. They're super comfortable. They're not going to wear through a meal or anything like that, but they're a lip gloss. That's what they are. But I love them. Probably my favorite lip gloss of all time. In my life, I've really never been obsessed with lip gloss the way I am obsessed with these things. And you know I don't throw that word around lightly. I have a couple skincare favorites. First off, from Nip Fab, these are the Glycolic Fix Daily Cleansing Pads. I was running low on my Pixie Glow Tonic cleansing pads when I left for Ireland, and I brought those with me, and I also brought this as my backup because I knew I was going to run out of the Pixie, and I like these better than the Pixie for two reasons. The pad itself has a texture, and I wish I had a Pixie one to show you, but I like the texture of the actual cleansing pad. I've got two of them here, but will this focus well enough for you to be able to see the texture? Maybe, maybe not. It's more defined of a texture, and I feel like that does a little bit better at cleansing. I also like the fragrance of this better than I like the Pixie fragrance. I know some people absolutely love the fragrance of the Pixie ones, and I can't remember what it is, but I just don't like it. I tolerated it. It was okay. I thought I could learn to like it. They still have a fragrance, but they smell kind of just fresh and clean. And I think they do about the same in terms of glycolic acid. So if I remember correctly, they're both 5% glycolic. This one, if I remember correctly, they're both 5% glycolic. This one I feel is more hydrating. It does have hyaluronic acid and a few other skincare ingredients in it. So my vote is for the Nip Fab. Also for exfoliation, I had added this to my routine about a month before I left for Ireland. I did not bring it with me to Ireland, but I hadn't been using it long enough before I left to put it in my May favorites. So I didn't bring it with to Ireland and I missed it. And now that I'm going back to it, it is a little bit harsh. It's the Tarte Knockout. This is a tingling treatment. Oh, it tingles. It like, tingling is a very polite way to put it. It exfoliates, it minimizes the appearance of pores, it balances your skin's pH. It is an acid complex. It's a 10% acid complex. So if you're not used to using acids on your skin for exfoliation, I would start with something like these. These are half as strong. Then graduate to the next step up, which is what I did with these. And don't get me wrong, this stuff is harsh. I cannot use this every single day. I actually kind of jumped right back in where I left off when I got home from Ireland, and it was too much too quickly. When I started using this, I did it once per week. Then by the time I left, I was using it for about 3 weeks. By the time I left, I was up to maybe using it 3 times a week, every other day or so. And when I got back from Ireland, I thought, it's only been 7 weeks. Let me just jump right back in. And my skin's peeling in a couple spots. I have some dry spots because of that. So ease into it with this stuff if you plan to use it. But if your skin has kind of grown tolerant of the lower level acids, it might be time to step it up. I really like this stuff. I think I really missed what it was doing for the texture of my skin while I stopped using it for that 7 weeks, and I'm very glad to have it back in my life. Now, normally, I'm not a huge fan of like a makeup brand trying to do skincare or skincare brand trying to do makeup. Like those sort of crossover things, usually they don't always work out. I usually don't find them to be the highest quality products. I would call this an exception. I think this is working really, really well for me, and I'm going to continue to use it. Next, I have some self-tanner. new favorite of life self-tanner. This is from Tropez, and it is the Bronzing Water Mousse, the Self-Tan Purity. This is just like the mousse that you put on and it takes 8 hours to develop. So this still does take that 6 to 8 hours to develop, but you don't have to wash it off. That is where it is heads and shoulders, hands and feet above. What am I trying to say? That is where this excels over. I would have said previously that the Express or the 8-hour Tropez wash-off products were my favorite ways to self-tan. When I did my self-tanning video, I will link it up here if you guys missed it a few months back, I had a L'Oreal Sublime Bronze that I really liked. It's like a serum and you would put it on, and I really liked it because you didn't have to wash it off. Well, I didn't really like the tone of that as much as I like the tone of a Tropez self-tan. Now it's like the best of both worlds. I don't care if it takes 6 to 8 hours to develop if I don't have to wash it off. You put it on, by the time it dries, it is not at all sticky. The only downside is as you're applying it, you know, you don't have any guide color and you don't have any immediate color because that guide color can kind of act like your fake tan until it actually tans your skin. You can apply it easily enough though because it's sort of a white foam until you get it completely rubbed into your skin. So I don't have trouble with missing spots because I can see where I'm putting it because it's that sort of a whitish foam when it comes out. But that disappears completely, sinks into your skin. There's no color to it at all. And give it 5 minutes to dry before you get dressed. There's no stickiness whatsoever, and it has not transferred onto my clothing or anything like that. And the tan you get from it looks just like the tan you get from the longer developing wash-off Tropez products. So I love this stuff. New favorite self-tan. It's also not orange on fair skin, and it also develops slowly enough that you're not going to overdo it. You know, if you don't want to end up super dark and you just want something that's noticeable, just gives you a little flush of color, you can get that in one application, do it again in the next couple days, build it up, and voila. I'm actually fine with this stuff doing just one application and waiting a week. I just did my second application with about a week in between, and this is the color where I'm at now. It's been developing for about 4 hours. So I'm a fan. New favorite. Love it. I want to give you guys an update on my Halo Beauty vitamins. I'm about a third of the way through. This is my 5th bottle of Halo Beauty. And, you know, if you're one of those anti-supplement people and you say I'm just giving myself expensive pee, it's okay. Don't bother commenting. It's my prerogative to pay for expensive pee if I want to. So I'm paying for expensive pee. But if you're not against supplements, here's what I've noticed in the past couple of months. So right before I left for Ireland, which was, I left, you know, first couple days of June, I had trimmed my fingernails down all the way to nubs because it was the very last bit of damage that I had been growing out from springtime when I had some acrylic nails. And so at the time I left, I had finally completely grown out that damage. At that time, I was just about finishing my 3rd month of the Halo vitamins. And so I really didn't know, you know, what effect they had on my nails completely because some of my nail was the old nail and some of it was since I'd started taking Halo. But when that damage was completely grown out, because I started taking them right about the time when I had those nails taken off, I know that when I left for Ireland, all of my fingernail on all of my nails was since I had been on Halo. So all of that nail growth was with Halo. My nails, I've never traveled with suitcases and not broken a nail. While I was in Ireland, I had to get 3 manicures in 7 weeks because my nails were growing so quickly and I didn't bring, you know, nail clippers, nail file. I didn't bring my nail kit with me because I didn't expect to need it and I was trying to minimize what I had with me because we went through 5 different cities while we were there. So I know that generally nail growth is only sped up by, you know, pregnancy, basically. I don't necessarily think my nails grew any faster. What I think is that they're so much stronger that they weren't breaking, and I wasn't having to file them down. So I wasn't losing length by filing my nails down, and that was awesome. The whole time I was there, my nails never broke. We traveled 5 different cities. I was lugging camera gear, suitcases, so much equipment and baggage for this study abroad program. I never broke a nail. I still haven't broken a nail since, and I've been home a few weeks now. My nails are so strong right now. Placebo effect, Halo Beauty, I'm gonna keep taking them. The other thing I've noticed, and one of you commented in the comments in one of my most recent videos asking what I've been doing to my lashes. I noticed this about a week before I came home from Ireland. I thought, my lashes aren't doing that molting thing. I usually lose all my lashes right in the center a few times a year, you know, when your lashes fall out and you grow new ones in, right? Well, mine always fall out in that same chunk, and I have a bald spot in one of my eyes for a few weeks until they grow back. They hadn't done that in a while, and you guys know I was complaining about this earlier in the spring if you've been hanging out with me for a while. And the other thing I noticed was that my lashes looked friggin' great. Like, I was really, really happy with them. It's because there's more lashes. My lashes, they're either not falling out as often or as regularly as they used to, or more have grown in. I don't know which, but they're staying in place, and I like almost any mascara now because my lashes are completely cooperating. And time-wise, 5 months in, you know, 4 1/3 months in, it's my 5th bottle of the Halo Beauty vitamins. These lashes are completely Halo Beauty lashes. So that's the only thing I've done. I have not done any lash serums. I haven't done any treatments on my eyelashes. Absolutely nothing done to my lashes. And they are way better than they have ever been. So I'm going to attribute that to Halo Beauty. I'm going to continue to take the vitamins. Yes, they're expensive. I wish they had an auto renewal type thing where I could just sign up and let them come to me. They don't, so it's kind of a pain. I have to monitor it and make sure I order before I run out, which means, you know, within the next couple of weeks I gotta make sure I order again, because I bought 3 bottles last time. This is the last one I've got, but I like them. Next favorite is for hair. I had ordered 2 of the Extreme Red Overtone Daily Conditioner mini size for Ireland, and I'm almost out of this one, so I've gone through 2 of them since I went to Ireland. At the same time, I had bought the full-size bottle. I was just trying to bring little stuff with me when I went on my trip. This stuff is great for daily conditioning. It really keeps the red true, and I also bought the Extreme Red Deep Treatment. This is like a mask, and I've only colored my hair once since I filmed the video of dyeing my hair red initially, and it just stays really red. The only reason I had to re-dye my hair was because my roots were coming in. So I think this is definitely helping to maintain the red color and prevent it from washing out, and it keeps it looking red. I had not used it for the last 3 weeks or so while I was in Ireland because it does stain your tub and your hands, and I was afraid that we were going to end up having to, like, I didn't want to leave stains behind and have to pay money for damaging stuff at the apartments we were at. So I did stop using it about 3 weeks before I left. So the way my hair had faded in the first couple of videos after I got back was not using this. But the first 4 weeks I was there, I was using this, you know, every few days, and I love it. I think it does what it's supposed to do. It deposits color, it keeps my color fresh. The only reason I have to re-dye is to fix my roots. And my last favorite, this is for brush and sponge cleaning, Dr. Bronner's. I got this on Amazon, but they sell it at Target. I had started out with a mini size just to test it out and see if I liked it. I love this stuff. And I've been using this bottle for about a month, and I'm really only down that much, so you don't need a whole lot of product here. I like it because it gets my sponges almost looking new. I mean, they're as clean as they've ever been, and it's a nice liquid format. You just squeeze some on, run them under water, squish them all out, and boom, they're clean. Like, very little labor involved, and it does the same thing for brushes. So that's my new favorite, and I have used the Beauty Blender cleanser. I have used the Real Techniques cleansing gel, and they're fine. My Real Techniques empties a few times back. That bottle is just really hard to squeeze, but this stuff, definitely my new favorite. That's what I'm going to be using from here on out, because now I got lots of it. There you have it, June and July's favorites. Stay tuned. I will do a video pretty soon on the fails. There were some disappointments, and let's just be happy today. Puppies, unicorns, favorite things, all the things I love right here in front of me. There you have it, my favorites for June and July. If you like these favorites videos and you want to see more fails, let me know. Give me a thumbs up down below. That lets me know to keep on making these types of videos. Let me know in the comments, what have your favorites been lately? What have I missed while I've been gone all this time? I know I had videos posted, but they were all pre-filmed, and so now I'm back and I'm here. What am I missing? What do I need to buy? Let me know. I need new things to try out, because you guys know I'm obsessed. There's that word again. There you have it. Thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.